Hi guys, so today I'm going to film this look here. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do now. Without further ado, let's jump on into this video. Okay, so first off, I'm going to prep the skin a little bit. So I got this guy here, which is the Revolution highlighter in Unicorn Elixir. Okay, so I'm just going to drop these drops on my face. Oh, shake it first. There we go. On my forehead and on my chin. Just gonna get my beauty blender and I'm just gonna start swirling this around. Oh my god, look at that. It's so pretty. So this wasn't my first time using this exact, well, it's my first time using this shade, which is the liquid highlighter in Starlight. And I really love that one, but I seen this on Instagram and I just thought I would try that out. Find it dries really quickly, so instead of like bouncing it around like you would anything else, I kind of swirl it just to kind of get it everywhere. I'll be getting my skin ready. For my brows, I'm going to use my Holy Grail, which I always use, Spiked Brow Pencil by MAC underneath my brows, and I kind of go back and forth. Okay, and I'm just really lightly filling this in, just following the hair growth. So if the hair is growing down, I'm moving the pencil down, and if it's growing upwards like so, I'm just gonna flick it in the direction. I'm kind of working more so towards like a fluffier, softer brow. They just make my soul really happy. I'm going really lightly on that pencil as well. I don't want to go too heavy on the pencil. Okay, so I just went ahead and done my base and carved out my brows really quick with the Plouise base. I'm sure loads of you have heard about it. Haven't you? Probably been living under a rock. I tried and tested it for about 2 to 3 weeks now, and it's growing on me. I think at first I was a bit scared of like the consistency and stuff. Like it's almost as if it's a gel as opposed to like a kind of concealery feel to it. It's very similar to the Urban Decay primer potion in Eden. I feel like consistency wise the Urban Decay is a lot more drier than the Plouise, so it's growing on me. I didn't like it at first. If you follow me on Snapchat, you'll know that. I mean, as you can see, like a fair amount has kind of been used out of it because I've been using it so often. So however, I don't like it to carve out my brows. So to carve out my brows, I went in with my Tarte Shape Tape because it's my holy grail, just because I can't seem to get this to work very well around my brow area. Maybe that's just me because I've seen everybody else using it quite well around their brows and stuff, but I do prefer the Tarte Shape Tape. So I'm gonna move on. I was gonna do blues, but I'm kind of leaning more so towards pinks. This pink flamingo, I'm gonna pick that up on a 223 brush from Zoeva. So I feel like that's the one thing that I don't really like about the base. Though it is a good base, I feel like no matter how long I'm working with it, it still creases quite fast. Just doing my place pick up motions. So I'm placing it down in one particular place and blending it out. I do that the whole way around my eye. Using my circular motions to do this. What I'm doing with this shade is I'm mapping out the shape of what I want. This, I kind of want it to be a little bit more smokier and blended. So I'm bringing it around, but then I'm just going to blend it out. So I'm going in with a small amount of product and I'm building it up. I don't go in with a huge amount of product at first. I just go in with a small amount of product and continuously build it. What I like about this base is that it does pick up the pigments really well, and the intensity of the pigments is kind of true to the colour of the shadow that you're using. In with my next shade then, I'm going to jump on in to Man Eater. I'm going to use my Smith 230 to do this. So I'm just taking it, I'm just kind of doing a nice light circular motion. Just in the inner corner, I'm just going to start kind of patting it on. And then once that's there, I'm just going to blend it out. And going back in with my previous colours, I'm just making sure that like the inner corner part is like nice and blended. I'm going to take it on this Rebelluna R21 brush. And I'm just going to pick that up and start popping that in. Okay, and again then going through the colours that we just used. Okay, take this elf brush here. I'm gonna pick up Icon and I'm just gonna like pop that in the inner and outer corner, and I'm just dabbing it. So when I'm like blending darker colours, I'll just like tap them in and like they'll eventually just blend off. I'm going to go in and carve this side. My Illusion brush, now you can buy this on my website, I'll put the link down below. It is the most amazing brush you've ever used in your life. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I put a little dot on my lash line to start off with. I look up to the ceiling and another little line appears. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press my brush into that section and I'm just going to start cleaning up that line. Now I'm just going to follow that shape around, just with pressing motions. And then once you've done that, then you're just going to fill in the negative space. I'm going to go in with my Man Eater and I'm just going to pop that on either side to blend the shadow into the concealer. I'm going to pick up this little Glam doll brush. This is the 306 by Glam doll. You can use my code GLAMBC10. So I'm going to pick up this guy here, which is the Lick and Lash Beauty palette, and I'm going to go in with this color. So like I said, I'm picking that up on a little flat brush and I'm just kind of going to pop it along either of these two lines. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with my MAC 252 brush and I'm just going to pick up these two shades here and I'm just going to pop that down the center. Making sure to go back in with all the other colours that I used as well, just so it all blends in nicely. My glitter now, and to apply my glitter I'm going to use the Stargazer Fix Gel. It's just this tiny little guy here, but you only need the smallest amount ever. And I'm just going to pop it just along where like the lightest colour that we have on the lid is. So I'm going to go in with this guy here, which is Disco Mix. You can buy it on my website. They're €3 at the moment. So if you want to head over, I'll leave the link below and you can check it out. And I'm just going to pick it up and I'm just going to stick it down. I prefer to use like a proper glitter glue like this, just because I feel like you get a better application with your glitter glue. Obviously you can use the likes of duo glue and things like that, like eyelash glues, but I just don't find that they apply as nice. Up this little guy, this is the R2 set Rebelluna. I'm just going to pick up any dark brown shadow and I'm literally just going to kind of start smudging that above the crease. Just going to define that little halo that we have going on a little bit more. And I'm going to bring that dark brown then just into the inner corner and start tapping it in where we placed our dark brown earlier on. So that was kind of mapping it out for us. Now we're just really setting it in place. Man Eater again, and I'm just going to pop that back in where it is on the inner and outer corners. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with a little makeup wipe and I'm just going to literally take out any of the fallout that might have come, but I'm not like cleaning up the edges or anything like here. I don't want it to be really structured. For my under eye then, I'm going to jump into my Tarte Shape Tape. I'm just going to use the shade Light again and I'm just going to pop a dot or two. For Glam doll brush then, I'm going to jump in with the 342 and I'm just going to start blending that out. So I'm going to do buffing motions first and then I'm going to tap it in to really get it to set there. And a little tip as well, if you're trying to make your eyeshadow form a little bit different, like say here I kind of want my eyeshadows to start blending, I can use my concealer to start dragging that out. To start off the under eye, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Man Eater eyeshadow that I used earlier on the same brush. And I'm just going to start smoking this out, so tiny circular motions, my place pick up the same as I did on top. And I'm going to bring that back to connect to this guy here. I'm going to go in with Flamingo, which is that bright pink colour that I started off with. I'm just going to take that underneath Man-Eater shadow, and if I've gone a little bit too far down, don't worry, I can always pick it back up again. Again, I'm going to bring this up to meet this guy here. We're just going to make sure that it's all nice and blended into each other. What I'm going to go with that 342 brush that I buffed out my concealer with, and I'm just going to start bringing that eyeshadow up, see, like this side here. So you don't need any extra concealer, you literally just need the brush, and you're just going to continuously buff that concealer and it will just work its way back up again. So your concealer is basically your Tipp-Ex. So if ever you like have made a mistake, or you want to kind of erase something to put something else back in there, or if you get a little bit of patchiness, X, Y and Z, whatever situation kind of happens with your eyeshadow or your makeup in general, your Tipp-Ex, your concealer is your Tipp-Ex of your makeup look. I'm going to take that little brush again from Rebelluna and dip straight back into that brown shadow that I used earlier on for on top to define the crease. I'm also going to define underneath my eye as well, just underneath the lash line. And I'm smudging it to blend with the other shadows, but I don't want it to come down as far as the other shadows. Bring up a tiny bit at a time, and I'm just telling it to kind of stay where I want it to be. So what's next then is I'm going to go in with my eyeliner, and for that I'm going to use the Man-Eater liner from Tarte. This is thebomb.com. In the middle, I'm OCD, I start everything in the middle. I don't know why. I'm not winging it or anything, I'm just going to curve it into the natural shape of the eye. This is literally just a liner for my lash band. Okay, so everybody is always asking and looking for how to put on the perfect lash, and I feel like it's probably time that I teach you my technique, proper, full, in-depth little segment here on how to apply your lashes. Once you apply your lashes the same way I do, I promise you, you will never have an issue with lashes ever again. You'll never have an issue with them moving, lifting, uncomfortable. And the way I learned how to apply my lashes was a very long story, and all my trials and fails and mishaps with lashes arose the perfect way to apply lashes. So it really is true that practice makes perfect, because you continuously learn from your mistakes. As cliche as that sounds, it is so true. I probably have the world's biggest lashes on my eyes right now, and that is the Jayme Lash. I sell them on my website, although I don't have many of them left anymore. You can also buy them on Olivia, Belle, .co.uk, but these are like the longest, curliest little things, or big things, and people look at these and are like, oh my god, I'm never going to be able to get them on my eyes, they're far too big. You can, I promise you. So for mascara, I'm just using the Man-Eater mascara from Tarte, literally just giving it a basic little coat. So I'm going to get my tweezers and I'm going to pull from the heaviest side of the lash. Okay, so I'm pulling from the heaviest side of the lash. And so you're not going to take it from like the light wispy side. You're going to wrap it around your forefinger like so. The reason why we curl it around our forefinger first is because that puts that bend back into the lashes that we might have lost. Look down into our mirror. We're going to place the lash on, and we're going to look straight ahead, so I can see that I have to cut off all of this here, because otherwise what it's going to do is, as you can see at the moment, it's making my lash and my eye look really heavy on this side. So what I want to do is I want to trim it off, and that's going to continue to lift up my eye. I always want my eyes to look lifted. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that back off and give it a little trim. I always trim from the thickness of the lash. So the thickest part of the lash is where I always trim from. I'm going to repeat that step and I'm just going to measure it on my eye, and now I can see that it's nice and lifted. My eyes don't look tired or being dragged down. So you can use any glue. My glue that I'm loving at the moment is this Kiss Aloe glue. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that on again. I'm going to start in the middle, so I'm going to press that right in the middle. See, I told you I have a thing about the middle. I'm going to press that into the middle first. Outer corner and inner corner, and we're going to take that straight back off. I'm going to stay looking somewhat down, so as you can see there is a line of glue the whole way across my lash band right now, and what that's going to do is that is going to get tacky, and also lash band as well is going to get tacky, so both of those things are going to get tacky, and they're almost going to be like magnets. They're just going to attract together and they're just going to hold there, and it's just going to stay there for you all night into the next day if you wanted to, but if you do, you're gross. So I'm just going to wait for that to go tacky. How I know it's tacky is that it goes a little bit clear in parts. I'm going to wait 2 to 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so now that that has kind of gone a little bit clear on my lid, if you can see there's like patches now where it's a little bit more clear than others. What we're going to do is we're just going to pop it on, and it will only stick to where that glue is. It won't stick anywhere else. And that is it. Like, that's your lashes on. Because remember last week I had a white pencil or a white gel, and I also have white pencils at the studio and stuff, but I don't know, there's something about a white pencil on my eyes I'm just not a huge fan of. I'm just gonna pop that in to my waterline. I'm gonna go off camera real quick, finish off my skin. Okay, bye. Okay, and whatever's left over on my brush then, I'm just gonna take that around my hairline. I don't need to contour around my hairline and stuff just because my forehead's really small. It's probably a normal forehead to everybody else, but like I feel like in person my forehead is really tiny, so I just kind of bronze up in the temples as well, just because I kind of liked the technique that Kaylee had told me when I had followed her tutorial. I kind of liked the technique that she used when she put blusher on her nose. I didn't like the fact that it was blusher, but I'm kind of gonna try it with bronzer and see how we get on. Oh yeah, I like that. So that's just kind of giving like a little bit of something with this NYX 3-step contour and highlight. So it looks like this. I haven't actually used this yet, but I'm going to use this contour shade here. I'm going to take this brush, which is a Sigma F05, and I'm just going to take a tiny little bit of that. And I'm just going to pop it in the center because that's where naturally that my cheekbone would fall. So in anatomy, your natural face shape starts to kind of like, it's all hard here and then it dips right in here, right in that dimple there. That's where your contour should really go to give you that natural kind of dip, because your contours don't come from back here to your lip. That's all solid there. Okay, so can you see the difference now from one side of the face to the other? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, and then I'm just going to take whatever's left on my brush and I'm just going to swipe it up and down along the sides of the nose. Beauty blender, which is what I applied my foundation with, and I'm just going to press along everywhere else. So basically what this does is, because I don't use powders, it starts to really work it back into the skin, and that's what makes it last longer. What I reach for all the time is this Wet n Wild one in Apricot, and I make that noise every time I say it, so sorry. I really love Gingerly by MAC, so they're very similar. So just for a change, I'm going to use Gingerly. I was about to say Apricot, and I'm just popping this on the apples of my cheeks and blending back. A little bit on my chin and a little bit on the tip of the nose, just to keep your face nice and fresh. Too Faced highlighter. This is the Love Light Ray of Light highlighter. For this is the R04 from Rebel Luna. It's beautifully tapered up, so it's perfect to just sit right where you need it. I'm just going to spritz my brush at the highest point of my cheekbone. Makeup, and I'm going to go in with this guy here, which is Mia brush, and I'm just going to apply that to that highest point of my cheekbone. Just added a product. I'm going to go back in with all the previous product, just the brush, and this just basically merges everything together so it's nice and seamless. It's not like bam, there's highlighter, there's your bronzer, there's your contour, there's your skin. For my lips then, I'm going to go in with Boldly Bare by MAC. Melanchola. So I really hope that you enjoyed this look. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I loved creating this look and filming this tutorial. It was really fun. I am living for this look. Kind of wish I was going somewhere, but I just have to go to like a basic mom life. Really and truly, the only people that are going to see me in this look are you guys, but in person, partner and my son. If you maybe picked up a good trick, maybe you learned something new today, maybe you found a product that you want to try out, give this video a thumbs up and comment. If you really want to, you could share, but if you don't want to miss any of my videos, click the bell for more Belle. If you haven't already subscribed yet, what are you doing? I really enjoyed this. Hope you guys really enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video. Oh my god, I'm like the pink lady right now. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. Bye.